Your Humanities Half Hour is brought to you by the Northern Marianas Humanities Council.
Hapade, Zantiro. Welcome to your Humanities Half Hour. I'm Catherine Perry, and today we're talking with the 2020 Governor's Humanities Award recipient as Outstanding Humanities Teacher, Anita Sablan. Anita, welcome to your Humanities
Thank you so much for inviting me in today.
You know, I know you're so busy as a teacher during this time, and I really appreciate you making time to chat with us. How did you feel when you heard that the Humanities Council had selected you as Outstanding Humanities Teacher this year?
I was really shocked. I mean, for me, the things that I do, I don't expect to be recognized. So, I just do it because of my passion, because I love what I'm doing. So when I received the news, I'm like, is this real? When I received the email first, I got called by
Leo,
yeah, and I was like, I'm calling you. I was actually in a meeting that time when he called, so I asked him, sorry, can I call you back later, or can you? Yeah, then I called him back, and then that's when I go, I'm calling. I go, is this real? I'm like, I was just like, I don't know, I was just in awe. Yeah. So
what made you decide to pursue teaching as a profession in the first place?
There are many influences that pushed me in this direction, but it all started down when I was a little girl. I love my mom. I love her so much, and I just see all the things that she does for people. She's very helpful. She gives a lot of her time in helping others, and I just see the glow that that glow that comes out of her. Like, she's just so happy. She's glowing, and I think, I just want to be just like her. And so when I started going to school, at the age of 4, I saw more people like her, and those people are called teachers.
Aww.
Yeah, so I just love the feeling that I see I see how the teachers look, and they're so excited, they're so happy, and so I want to be just like them. Aww. And so from there, I just started observing. But then my senior year, I guess I had great teachers throughout my elementary, junior, and high school. But in my senior year, we have the program. It's called the Teacher Academy program. I took it during my senior year, and that course taught me a lot of educational philosophical beliefs, and it gave me the opportunity to go out and do teaching, lesson planning, teaching, and I enjoyed it. So I went to University of Hawaii at Hilo, and the education program was going to take me like 6 years, so I went and I cut short, and I just went, I went with my English bachelor's degree, because that's one of my passion too, literature and writing and all those stuff. So I went with my English major, and I finished in 4 or 5 years, and then came back. Yeah.
What grades, you're currently at MHS. What grades and what subjects have you taught in your career? How long have you been a teacher,
I've been teaching for 18 years, since 2002.
Okay,
yeah.
wow.
Yeah,
okay.
long time. Yes.
So what grades have you specialized in, and what subjects do you normally teach, or have you taught?
The first year teaching, I would tell you, we used to have the first year teaching back in 2002. We had only one semester of language arts. So the first year I taught freshman, sophomore, junior, and senior, that first year. And then after that, they placed me in the 11th grade. And since then, I've been teaching 11th grade. And I've also taught 1 year at Chacha Elementary School. Chacha Junior High School. I taught 1 year there, and then went back to MHS. Just love MHS. I mean, Chacha was wonderful, but yeah, there's other personal reasons. I got pregnant and wanted to be closer to home, so I moved back down to MHS. And yeah, since then, I've been teaching 11th grade.
Well, that's good. Yeah. Then you've kind of gotten into the routine of teaching this grade level and the material.
And the materials.
I was really surprised when I was looking at all of your the roles that you've had being in PSS, not just in the classroom, but for example, you were involved with the PSS distance learning, which is basically online classes, I think, that they take in high school. Tell us a little bit about some of the other areas you've worked in.
Yeah, so during that year, 2012, we were still in that shortage of teachers. So the distance education program came to be to help, alleviate that high student population in the classroom. So distance education, the PSS broadcasted an invitation for teachers to go through the training and become a distance education teacher. So with me, I'm always looking for something to experience. And so I jumped at that opportunity, and since then I've been teaching. And from that, I learned, they taught us how to create courses online. And then from there, I was able to build exemplary courses. Not only exemplary courses, but I became an ETeacher as well. And I am still an ETeacher trainer for this program.
So what is an ETeacher?
ETeachers are teachers that teach online.
Okay.
Yes, yeah.
Now, is that the same as distance education?
Yeah, that's part. Yeah.
It's under distance.
So the teachers that are under the distance education program are called ETeachers. Yeah.
So I imagine then people who had gone through this training, you must have been a little bit more prepared for what happened this year with COVID-19.
Yeah.
How did that? How do you feel that helped you be prepared for the students having to do total online learning this year?
So, like I said, I've been an ETeacher since 2012, and I was an ETeacher trainer for a couple of years. And and then from there I taught like EdTech courses, and that's where we train more teachers to be familiar with the 21st century skills and other things. And so that also prepared me to become a trainer for the remote learning. And I was one of those teachers that jumped at the invitation to become an ETeacher trainer for the remote learning program. Because with my experience with me, I guess I just love helping, and I know I was ready. I can do it, so I went and I did it.
I just love how you said you jumped at the opportunity, because there's actually a whole list of things here that you've been involved in.
Yeah.
What do you think is the major difference between in-person teaching and distance learning that parents, for example, should be aware of during this time in particular, where all the students are doing distance learning?
The difference, right? So with the ground, the face-to-face, the students are there. It's like we're there in front of them, so we're able to work with them easier. Versus remote learning, we have limited time to spend with our kids on our virtual session. And so what we want the parents to really encourage the kids at home is the off time, asynchronous time, to really encourage the kids to wake up early in the morning and be doing their assignments, because some of them, they sleep in, and by the time we have our class in the afternoon, they're not ready. They didn't do their work because either they're sleeping or they're doing other house chores. I mean, that's fine, but to also dedicate some time for the kids to focus on their education, because they're supposed to be attending classes from 8:30 in the morning to 3 o'clock. But we're only seeing them in the afternoon. For Marianas High School, we only see them from 1 to 3:10 in the afternoon. So the morning time, we really want the kids to be up and about and be working on their assignments already.
As if they were actually in school.
As if they were actually in
putting
school.
the time in for their education.
Yeah, because some of the kids, what they, they miss lugging in the afternoon. They'll say that, I was doing chores, or I had to go somewhere, or my parents told me to do something. So I'm like, but our class session is from 1 to 3:10. Your parents should understand that you're supposed to be in school and not supposed to be doing errands, unless it's an emergency. Then that's understood. So the parents just need to understand, or parents or guardians just need to, treat their kids as if they're actually in school, and not to interrupt them unless it's an emergency. Yeah.
Make it a priority, even though they're not physically in the classroom. They should be online or having that time.
Yeah.
What do you feel students, especially now in this environment, need most to succeed in their studies, based on your experience?
Okay, so not only for your remote learning, but with ground, what the kids really need to work on is building on relationship. Just like any new admin that comes into school, we work on building a relationship. Just like kids coming into the classroom, new classmates, new teacher, to build that that relationship with each other, because with all the bullying and all the teasing and these things, kids, some of my students have expressed that they don't like to participate because they get teased at, or they don't want to be ridiculed or whatever. So I think that the students right now, they really need to work on that trust, that confidence, to build on that relationship so that they can speak openly, to have that confidence to speak openly, not always worrying about people. I don't know, I think it's just the judgments of others that tend to affect them in really succeeding, but that relationship is really important for them.
So it sounds like the students also have a great opportunity to create that kind of safe learning environment for other students.
Yes.
Because if they can make their classmate feel accepted, their opinions are valuable, they're not going to be made fun of for whatever they say, then that would make their classmate feel more comfortable.
Yeah. So that's very important for not only for the students but also for the teachers, to ensure that they build that safe learning environment. But even with me, I do have how I see with myself, I do build that safe learning environment, but there are just some kids that I don't know, maybe from their previous experience or what, they're having a hard time, but I tell them, but after a time they do, but it's that relationship that they need to work on, to connect with each other and not always ridicule each other for what they're doing. But because like some of my students, they're in glee and I see how wonderful they perform and everything, but in the classroom I don't see that. I'm like, how come you're there, you're really performing, you're singing, but here in a classroom we have those projects where they can sing or do some kind of exciting presentation, but I don't see that talent in the classroom. And go, oh miss, it's just that I don't want people to criticize me. And I go, no, this is where you share your talent, and maybe you can inspire your classmates to do
find
something, find their own talent. Great.
Speaking about relationships, as a high school teacher, what do you feel the role of a parent is as a child gets older into high school? What is the dynamic you're seeing there?
So I've been teaching, like I said, at the high school level for 18 years, and what I see disconnected in the high school level is the parents' involvement. I mean, is that okay too? Yeah. So the parent involvement, every time we have report card days, PTSA, we invite parents to come and see us, about their kids. We don't see them. So we really want parents to continue to build that relationship with their kids as they progress into the high school level, to continue to be there for them, to continue to get involved with what the kids are doing, and
Yeah, I mean, every child, I imagine, of any age wants their parent to feel that their parent cares about what they're doing, is interested in what they're doing. And so, like, just checking in with them and showing some interest in their class in an encouraging way, not a discouraging way, which, as parents, we can be so good at sometimes when it comes to our child's education. But, it seems like that's something that would really benefit the child, especially now where they're not in the classroom more than ever. What would you like to see from parents during this time, especially of complete distance learning, that you feel would be helpful both educationally and emotionally for a high school student?
Maybe just to the parents have a parent Plus Portal account. It would be good for them to check in on their kids, that they're great, not snooping around, but it's just to check in. If their kids are always saying, I'm doing great, it's good for them to go in also and check in on their child's grades to see they're really doing great. Because for the last 3-4 weeks, I've been making calls home, and some parents are like, I go, oh, my child is not attending your class, and I didn't know that. Okay, I'll have that conversation with my child, and then that's where I'm like, I'm not sure what else the parents can do, but I think I do advise the parents. You can always check in your students' Plus Portal.
What's it called?
Plus Portal.
Plus Portal.
Yeah,
okay.
Parents do have access, and if they don't have access, they can contact the counselors or the school administrators so that they can have access.
Okay.
And older students, all the students have the PLUS portal access for the high school level. I'm not sure about the elementary, but for Marianas High School, parents can go in and they can talk to their kids. They go, hey, can you log into your Blackboard and let's see, your grade book. And that's where they can see what the kids are doing. And then for the Student Plus portal, they can access it and they can see the students' attendance and also, their grades. Because right now the problem that I've been seeing with some of the students is the not logging in. Maybe just maybe 5% or something for each period. They're not logging in, and then parents are finding out they're not logging in. And
in other words, they're not attending
They're
class.
not attending, yeah.
Yes.
They're not attending the virtual sessions that they're supposed to, yeah.
In other words, it's not snooping, it's called parenting.
Parenting. Thank you. That's a good word. Not snooping, but I think the teenagers think, are you hovering too much over? The teenagers, they think when they're that age, the teenagers, right? They think that they're on their own, but they still need that guidance from their parents. They still need to have that conversation.
That connection.
That connection
really.
with them about their education and continue to show that you're still there.
Right.
For them.
Because ultimately, the parent is the first teacher of the child, and PSS is just a partner with the parent to help with the education of the child. It's not like we pass off our responsibilities to the school, public or private. It should be a partnership, really. Yeah.
Totally agree with that one, yes.
Well, I don't know why anybody wouldn't log into your class because you just have so much going on. And coming up in the second half of the show, I want to talk a little bit more about the multiple advisory roles you've had to engage the students. Is that okay with you?
Yes, sure.
Okay.
Yeah, okay.
We'll be back after this break.
Did you know that you can donate up to $5,000 to the Humanities Council through the CNMI Education Tax Credit Program? Donations from individuals and corporations qualify and can be used to offset your local wage and salary tax, BGRT, and earnings tax. Call our office at 235-4785 to see how you can support humanities programs in our community and obtain a tax credit for your donation. Sizuus Maasi, Olomai, and thank you.
Welcome back to your Humanities Half Hour. We're chatting today with Anita Sablan. She's the 2020 Governor's Humanities Award recipient as Outstanding Humanities Teacher. She teaches at Marianas High School. Anita, one of the other professional, I would say, roles you've had in the public school system is a member of the language arts professional community, which I had no idea even existed. What is this all about?
So this is pretty much having all the language arts teachers from each school and from each grade level come together, whether it be a Saturday or an after school. We come together and we share concerns. We create curriculum maps, and we do so many things. And we also get our director would provide PD trainings for us to improve our skills in language arts or give us ideas of how to be more engaging in the classroom. Yeah, so the first couple of years that I was part of this program, we were creating assessments for, they call standards-based assessment. So we would create questions for that test, but that's already out the window. We migrated to another new testing, such as the ACT Aspire and other stuff. But that's what we did in the beginning stage. But now what we do is we continue to meet with the other teachers, share best practices, create lessons, curriculum maps, so that we can help share those materials, resources with other teachers. Yeah.
Wow, I have to say, getting ready to chat with you today really opened my eyes to a lot of the programs that are happening in PSS that most of us aren't even aware of, such as this professional community. Let's talk a little bit about some of the advisory roles you've had as a teacher. I want to save the Poksai Chamorro Club for last because I know that's probably your passion, your greatest passion maybe. But before we get there, what else have you contributed your time and energy to in helping the students?
All right. Well, so like I mentioned earlier, I've been teaching for 18 years. And in that 18 years of teaching, I've also been a season advisor for numerous other clubs. The beginning time of my teaching career was My Wave and Red Cross, and then the classes. But then I pulled away, and then that's where a lot of my time was dedicated to the Red Cross Club and the Poksai Chamorro Club. I used to be a Stuco advisor for a long time. I tried to get out of it because it was just a lot of work, and I wanted to have more time with Red Cross and Puksai. But no teacher wanted to take that challenge until Mr. Orsini came in, and Gretchen Smith Decker that time took over. And what do you call this? It was just a blessing because that gave me more time to be more productive with the other clubs. So. So Red Cross Club, and recently, last year, we jump-started a new club, the fishing club, called Tasi to Table.
Yes,
so I don't know if you've seen that on the newspaper and the kids. So this is another great program or club that I jumped at the opportunity. Just like a phrase
all over the place.
Yeah, I mean, my dad is a fisherman, and growing up, he's taught us, all types of fishing, and I just thought that this would be a good skill to really get out there and encourage kids to be a part of. Yeah, so right now we have about 18 members from Marana's High School, which is a good number. Yeah,
definitely for a new club. That's a great start. So you've been a advisor with Puksai Chamorro Club for a number of years. What is this club all about?
So this club is really about perpetuating the Chamorro language and culture. And back in 2006, the late Luminanda Bermudez, she was a Chamorro teacher. Oh no, I think either Chamorro or NMI history. She used to be a teacher, but then she was moving out of the classroom, moving into the vice principal for Marana's High School. So she couldn't be an advisor for the club if she's going to move into admin. So she saw me and my husband, he's also a teacher at Marana's High School, and invited us to become, part of the club. And I told her, it's like Chamorro, it's like, there's a lot of things going on there in that club. He goes, don't worry, I'll mentor you. And I go, okay, so if you mentor me 1 year, then okay, I'll tell you at the end of the year. But after that 1 year working with her, I mean, I just saw the passion, and I don't know, it just brought me back to my memory lane when I was in high school. I joined numerous clubs when I was in high school, but the one that really stuck out with me was the Samoan Club. And with that, I was able to learn about through dancing. It's a performing cultural club, and through dancing, singing, and just being part of the club, I learned a lot about the culture, and learned some languages. I go, so that's what I did with the Puksai. The kids love to sing, love to dance, love to play with instruments. So the success of this club is really through the performing arts, and then also we do get out there and interact with other professional or what do you call those
community groups?
The community groups, yes.
Activities. I know you've perform a lot at festivals and community activities.
With the cultural center. See Mr. Manny Flores, him and my late Uncle Emilio too. He was one of those people that would come in, one of the activity community volunteers that come in and would teach the kids some, like dancing and singing and some cultural art crafts and medicinal making and stuff like that. So I brought my kids out to learn about that.
That's Mr. Manny Flores Borja?
Borja, yes. Yeah, thank you for correcting.
So how are the kids reacting to being a part of this club?
They really love it. Yeah, sometimes they don't want to go home because they just want to continue getting more of this program. But what it could is, I have a family, so you guys have to go home. I have families too. Yeah, but they really enjoy being part of this club because it really takes them to other places as well and learn about. Although like I brought them to Guam, I brought them to Rhoda with this culture, with the organization, and what they really look forward to with this trip is when we go to Rhoda, they have this cultural center where the kids get to experience again medicinal making, weaving, and so other cultural stuff, and they really like that. And so when we come back, they go, Miss, we need to create something like this in our island. I go, I know, we just need to find the right people to work with us. So it's just really hard because when I'm in the school, it's just hard to, but I did see a master list that Mr. Brasina shared with us. So I am working on tapping onto those they call them, I guess, the
The masters of different
masters of different
knowledge.
So I saw that list and I go, I'm going to work on them this year so that I can really get these kids to get, acquire more, and maybe they can be a part of that cultural center that they want to. They are dreaming to create for our island, because I don't see it here. I only see the one from Uncle Manny, when the cultural center up at Capitol Hill, but we want it to be there all the time, so that kids can always have a place, maybe even once a month, where they can go out and really learn. Yeah,
that's really a vision shared by a bunch of people.
Yeah.
So I'm sure that it will eventually come about.
I hope so. Yeah.
Now with the traditional huts,
that's
Civic Center.
That's one.
That's
and
a step in the right direction.
The boat, the canoe, and
yes,
all, yeah.
Yes.
So
I can imagine with this group and all the activities you have on top of your regular classroom teacher, there must be a team of people helping, collaborating on this.
There's really a lot. Yeah. So first it was Lumina with Miss Lumi. She mentored us, and then she connected us with Senora Francis Sablan. So she was helping us in the beginning, and then later on, Senor Luis John Castro came into the picture, and he's been a long time active volunteer for our group. So he's taught us so much. So a lot of our successes is because of his knowledge and his skills that was able to make this club also a success. So he taught the kids how to use the drum, the djembe, and the guitar, and the singing and the dancing. A lot of the dances was taught by him. And from his teaching, the kids were able to create their own moves afterwards. Yeah. And then he got busy with his own community group, so I go, hey, you guys have been trained well by Senor, so let's work on those, and just move on from here. Yeah. And then there is actually a lot with even the late Emilia Zuzu. He would come in and help us, like I mentioned earlier. Who's Mr. Borja? He would come in and talk to our kids, and then we invited like different people to come in, like historical. What do you call it? Like archaeologist? I forgot what's her name, but
Genevieve Cabrera.
Yeah, she came in. Yeah, she came in.
How
and
did
she
I know you were going to mention her?
Yeah, I invited her to come and talk to the kids, and I'm hoping that the historian would really spike interest for the kids to become, to pursue that profession, so that they can do more study. We have a lot of burial sites here in our island, so that would be a good, career too.
Well, I've seen Puksai Chamorro Club perform, and the kids are obviously very enthusiastic, and it's obvious that your passion has kind of been transferred to them for this part of Indigenous culture. I'm so surprised. It's such a stressful year for teachers. You and I have been trying to arrange this interview for 2 weeks now, and you come in and you have a smile on your face, and you have your eyes are shining. You must really love what it is you do.
Yes, because then that's what I teach my kids. I go, you want to be able to wake up every day knowing that where you're going, you love where you're going to be, and you don't mind spending a whole day. Sometimes I'm there late, and then my husband's like, hello, we have to go home. I go, yeah, just a little bit more. But, I have to learn to, hit the pause button. But I love what I do, and that's what I teach my kids, that you do want to pursue a career that you are going to be happy with and not miserable. Even how tired you are, you wake up the next day, you have that energy because you want to be there where where you work at. So you're just excited to be there. Yeah. So that's how I feel every morning. Yeah. And I tell you guys, don't pray for me to get sick, because if I'm sick, I'm still here. I always make a joke with them, especially when I have a test. But no, my kids love me. Yeah, it's just that I try to be a role model for my students, and I tell them, look at me. I love it here. I'm here. No matter what, I'm always here because I love being here. So find a profession, find a career that you'll be happy with every day. Yeah.
Really want to thank you so much for your thoughts today and congratulate you again. Any final thoughts before we go?
I don't know where to begin. There's just so many things. That's just that the parents, I just really want to reiterate that the parents to please, although your kids are at the high school level, they're in high school, yes, you want to treat them as as independent as possible, but they still need that connection with you to continue to have that conversation of especially what they want to do after high school, because I teach 11th grade, and some like more than 50% of my students, they still have not decided. They're undecided, and some of them don't even know if they want to go to college. And some of them say, I don't have the money, but there's a lot of money out there. They just have to make good grades now to high school so that they can avail with those scholarships. So just continue to have that conversation with your kids about what they want to do after, and why are they going to school, first of all. Yeah, the purpose of going to high school is not all about friends. That's to add memories, but also to really focus on their education, because no matter what, they'll be successful.
We've been chatting today with Anita Sablan. She's the 2020 Governor's Humanities Award recipient as Outstanding Humanities Teacher. And we'd love to hear your thoughts on today's show. You can contact us at 670 Humanities on Facebook. And if you'd like to hear previous editions of Your Humanities Half Hour, please check out our YouTube channel, Northern Marianas Humanities Council. This has been Your Humanities Half Hour. I'm Catherine Perry.
This program was supported by a We the People grant awarded to the Northern Marianas Humanities Council from the National Endowment for the Humanities. Any views, findings, conclusions, or recommendations expressed in this program are those of the participants and do not necessarily represent those of the National Endowment for the Humanities or the Northern Marianas Humanities Council.